we go. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the, this could quite possibly be the clean sweep tournament. And if so, at least I have the chance to not make it a clean sweep.
This is true. You can be the savior.
I could be the savior
of the whole kit and caboodle. Mr. MaximusBlack.
Yes, sir.
Hit me up with the sound of Zerg desperation as they pick the most OP map for ZVP. All right. Focusing on that gold expansion.
Yes.
Of course.
Yes. Of course. DJ wanted this map. Loser picks.
Yes.
And rightfully so. And look at this. Boom. Instantly right to the gold.
Didn't even have to think about it.
That's dirty. That is so dirty. I hate
so
that shit.
dirty.
So dirty. It needs destructible rocks.
It needs a shower.
It needs destructible rocks. I mean, even if the destructible rocks had like 300 HP, doesn't even need to be anything big.
Like enough that they have to get out the first couple of lings, like 4 lings, and it's going to take them like 3 minutes to break up. Just anything.
Something.
Just anything.
Starting up here in the top left position, we have DJ Lingboy, who is down 2-0. And Primal, who is up 2-0. Primal, he just needs to win this game, and he's going to walk away with a $150 JORD Woodwatch gift card and a $100 G2A gift card. I mean, that's an easy payday.
That's a pretty sweet payday, and honestly, Primal has been earning it.
Damn right he has.
Primal has been playing some really great, solid StarCraft.
Yeah.
We've seen it in his micro. We've seen it in pretty much every facet of his play. Has he been perfect? No, but he's certainly been good about when he takes risks and when he actually plays safe. And that's been a large differentiator, especially in this series, where DJ Lingboy has taken far more risks and played far less safe.
Well, here's the good thing for DJ Lingboy. He's got a huge map advantage, already on gold, so we're definitely going to see that income tab really start to rise for DJ Lingboy. Protoss, unfortunately, just can't go out in the middle of the map and grab a third. It's way too hard to defend.
Yeah.
Even though you have an overcharge, Speedlings can just run past you and just go up into your base. It's just tough. It's just really tough, and there's a lot of great 2-base all-ins for Zerg as well, with Ravagers and Roaches, or just Roaches and Lings. You really just, it's such a risk to take it. It's way more of a risk to take it than a Zerg. So I mean, here we stand. I mean, we're already seeing the income difference. Will DJ Lingboy grab a third, or is he going to use this income to get a lot of units quickly and put the punishment on and hopefully take a game in the series?
Yeah, I mean, it's, again, a lot of his losses have been coming from just some unnecessary risk. And in this game, at the very least, you see him going for a third immediately. It looks like he's not going to be playing as risky this game. His back's against the wall. It's gut check time, boys. And DJ Lingboy is not going to be throwing himself under the bus over and over again as he quickly gets a scout in with those 4 lings and heads back home to continue his macro.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be like a 3-gate robo build, unless Primal drops a Stargate here. I'm going to assume it's going to be a Oh, it is. Look at that. Stargate. I didn't even look at the production tab.
Well done.
So 3-gate Stargate, which is very standard. Something that I don't normally do too often, but we'll see how it goes here for Primal. Immediately walled up as well. Very smart, and it looks like DJ Lingboy isn't going to be going for some sort of crazy all-in. He is going to rush Hydralisk, though, and it's something that you can do when you get gold that quickly. I don't know if he's necessarily going to be looking for specifically Hydra, or if he's going to try and rush Lurkers and do the damage there. But either way, he's making the right tech, and he sees the Stargate. He knows the Oracle is coming. He's probably going to put down some Spore Crawlers at each base, which is exactly what he's doing. And he's also already on his way to Hydras. So this is working out for DJ perfectly.
I was going to say, if he spotted a third going down for the Protoss at this point, or it seemed like he was working towards a third, then the Lurkers would make sense. But he's locked himself up pretty tight in his base, and getting Lurkers as strong as they are, probably not going to be the most effective thing for him right now, especially and wisely, because we have Void Rays en route, and if there's going to be one thing that's going to save him, Hydralisk's pretty good counter.
Hydralisks are very good against Void Rays. The only way that you can really take Hydras out with Void Rays, Void Rays out with Hydras, is to have a bunch of Phoenix with you to be able to pick up a lot of that DPS.
You got to stop the DPS,
and then you should be good to go. He is going to double down though on the fact that he is going to be getting air, and he's just going to pump Void Rays. I did this exact build yesterday on ladder, and it did not work out once the Hydras got out there. And if they're good enough with Ravagers, you can even drop mixtapes on your Void Rays as well. Which is never good. It looks like Primal is going to be going for that third finally. You know, he is Protoss. He can't really rush out the third too quickly because you do got to be afraid that Zerg is going to come down and just wreck you. But he does have that air, and it looks like his base isn't going to be touched for at least another couple of minutes. We're still only 5 minutes and 50 seconds in. We've got a decent amount of Hydra. The question is, how many is he going to go for Lurkers? And if so, yes, there it is. And if so, how many of these Hydras are going to turn into Lurkers? If he gets too many Lurkers, he actually is going to end up countering himself. He noticed that there was one Stargate, but typically as Zerg, when you see one Stargate and you scout it out and the Oracle comes, the Oracle does nothing, you're going to assume that he's not really going to keep going for air. You're going to think that he's going to switch it up in some way. But no, the Protoss doubled down on the Stargates and is going to keep producing Void Rays. So it's going to be an interesting unit composition versus possibly all Lurkers and very little Hydras, which can be a straight counter to himself.
Exactly.
Indirectly.
And this is actually the opposite of what I was thinking, because if this is, you know, now the third is down now, and having a couple of Lurkers is fine, but again, without that information, like you said, he might be assuming that he is switching out of that tech.
Yep.
So he needed, before he makes this
there,
Lurker.
there it is right there. He sees it.
There, okay. So I was going to say, before he makes that commitment, he needs to make one last scouting attempt, and there it was. Yep. Now we should see, if at most, a couple of Lurkers out of this bunch, and that will only happen probably once he feels comfortable that he has removed enough air from the field.
Exactly. I wouldn't even build any Lurkers right now because that is a lot of Void Rays. And yes, Hydras are great against Void Rays, but let's not kid ourselves here. With enough Zealots and or Adepts on the ground,
he's also building this very wisely. Like the microing of the macro right now is 3 real.
Yep.
And he's got this frontage set up very well. And even with Hydra, it's going to make it a lot more difficult to really get in and do anything major.
Absolutely. The Adepts are there. He's got some sentries. We'll see how good his force fields are. He can easily just pop a Guardian Shield. He's got 2 pylons protected by 3 gateways and some cannons behind there. His mothership core is ready for those overcharges. The Zerg is really going to have to take a good position on this fight. He's going to need a good spread so that not just the front Hydras are dealing DPS. He needs to get the majority of the Hydras dealing DPS all at the same time. He cannot have them bunched up. He really needs to spread them out long there and get as much DPS off as humanly possible. And Primal's actually in a kind of a tight position. He does not want to be forcing all of his Void Rays in one small choke. Those Lings are going to go down. A gateway falls. The second gateway is going to go. The cannons are down. The overcharges really don't do anything when you've got so much DPS there, and this is not looking good for Primal.
No, the spread is finally out. What happened was when he rotated his units down and around the back of his base to move it into that small choke, it actually gave the Hydra the positioning to be able to spread out. And while he is looking like he has a shot of cleaning up most of this, and he will push them back for the time being, I think reinforcements are slowly going to be creeping in here as we have 17 more Hydra on the way.
Yeah.
That position switch from the Protoss that wasn't really necessary, I don't know what he was trying to accomplish there, ended up giving the Hydra, exactly what you were saying.
What happened last game.
Is exactly what you were saying. It gave them that spread. Now, before in that first little poke he did, the Hydra, only the first couple of Hydra were getting any DPS. Then it became all of them. And now he's going to rebuild and hope for the best. And if he does that same kind of maneuver, he's putting himself in the hole. And even at this point with the units he has,
it's not enough,
he's up shit's creek without a paddle.
Yeah, and this is what I'm talking about. This is how useless the mothership core is after like the 7-8 minute mark. Yeah, he got off 2 overcharges. He even had 2 cannons there, and he had 3 gateways protecting. It did no damage. Let's be real here. And if there was an overcharge on the Nexus, it would have been really protected, and then there would have been constant damage being dealt on those Hydra, and may have even forced the Zerg to go back, even if he was still okay. Psychologically, it does a lot when your units are being hit constantly, and there's not much you can do about it. There is so many Hydras out here, though. It looks like he's going to spread here. This is such a weird position for Primal to be in.
Why is he moving over here again? Because it's giving him the opportunity, yet again, to move around this side. And this is the more advantageous side for the Hydra to be on. And here comes a couple of Lings. Little early to be sending them in, but they're coming in anyway and doing something. Now he's got the Void Rays up on the side trying to do
It's a
something
little
about
bit
it,
better.
But
It's a
here
little bit
comes
better.
some lurkers, and this
Yeah.
is going to be cleaning it up.
Yeah, this is not gonna. It's not looking good, and I think it has been broken. We are gonna go.
It happened,
into
boys!
Game number 4.
It happened, boys! We're
Oh.
going into Game 4. It is not a sweep.
No. And you know what? You know what won him this game? The map. I am telling you, the fact that he can get so much gold
Well,
early on, there is
you
such
know.
an advantage. He could tech so quickly. I mean, I don't want to give. He did a really good job at splitting up his units there, and on also what you talked about is getting that last scouting information before he made that commitment to get those lurkers.
Yeah.
If he had gotten the lurkers, wow, it could have been a totally different game.
He would have got pushed back hard and probably countered.
Well, here's the problem, and even when he gets pushed back there, it's going to allow the Protoss to stay on that gold for a long period of time.
Yeah.
What he was doing there is he was pressing that gold, and sure, he was getting minerals, but he was spending them. He's trying to rebuild, had to get 3 more gateways, 2 more cannons, 3 more pylons, get another mothership core, get another army. He was spending that into defending.
No units.
If the lurkers were out, he would have been able to hold with those Void Rays and those Adepts, and then he would have pushed the Zerg back, and maybe even then grabbed a 4th on top of that, and it could have been a totally different game. So I really like what the Zerg did there. DJ picking the right map, making the right scouting, and picking the right units, and attacking at the right time. Very well done from DJ.
Very well
I'm
done
happy he took
indeed.
that game.
Yes, now we've got a
We've got a series. We've got a series.
It's happened.
We've got a series.
It's happened, friends.
Yes.
It took some time, but it's happened. Make sure to check out the sponsors as we tell you to do all the time, because if we didn't have them, well, we wouldn't be doing these tournaments. You can get $20 off your Yord Wood Watch purchase up until December 10th using the promo code BOUS. And, of course, you can also sign up and get in on that draw action for a $150.
Bam.
Boom.
150.
150 gift card to the Yord Woodwatch store of Epic. We also got Lootcrate, of course, and the one for this month is called Galaxy. And not only do you get on that hot and bothered Halo 5 and Star Wars action, but you get Tim Allen suggestively dressed on the space station eating quest bars for 2.5 hours, staring at you longingly through the camera in the seminal cult classic Galaxy Quest. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to hop right in on this next game. After I tell you to go check out G2A and buy a bunch of games, now we're going to hop into the next one, because I almost forgot one of the sponsors.
Can't forget.
Can't forget. Never forget. Too soon. War never changes. Peace out.